everyone, welcome to the Aftershow for Fight Like a Gem, episode 2. That was really fun, thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
So I guess the first things first, what did we break?
Ooh.
What updates do you have to do?
Broken. There were a couple of things that I was like, oh, I didn't actually write that down in the rules. Like, what happens to like conditions on a fusion when you unfuse? I wrote down what happens to tags, but I didn't write down what happens to conditions. So it's just like little things where it's like, oh, that's one of the things that's so interesting about trying to explain rules is you know how they work. And then you have to remember like all of the things that you know
that
and
possibly
write them
could
down in a way
happen,
that
yeah.
makes sense to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just something. There were just like a couple of places that I didn't have those. So we can technically do our end of session moves.
Ooh, let's do that. That's fun.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's
see what happens.
We should do those even,
Even
just
though
in
we
case
don't have
we're
another
back.
episode, yeah.
Yeah.
So end of session. Each of you answers this question for yourself. Did you solve someone's major problem?
I think so, yes.
Including one of your own. I mean, I would
Seems
say
like
you all
it.
solved the major problem of
Yeah.
the terraforming device. So yes, you can all take 1 XP.
Yay.
And in true Steven Universe fashion, we made friends.
Yeah, you did. Did you
We
learn
did.
something new and important about yourself, someone else, or the world?
I think I did this time.
If you
I'd
did,
say
take 1
yes.
XP. I'm sorry, I burped. Take 1 burps.
That's what was happening
Fusions
to
are-
me when I was doing like the ending of the episode. I was like kind of had like a burp happening.
It's all
Yeah.
RP.
Celeste learned that it's okay to fuse with people like to become stronger because it means you can
You learn
solve
something
problems
about
you could
yourself.
otherwise,
Okay, take an XP.
kind of thing.
And
And that's
I
a
think,
level up, yeah.
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 I
Pax
think
learned.
Pax learned that it's not such an abomination to fuse.
Fusion may not be an abomination. Okay.
May not be an abomination and should promote it more.
Oh, all right. Blush, what did you learn or did you not?
I think Blush learned that I think they finally came to terms with the fact that they didn't know what they were doing and had to ask for help.
It's okay to ask for help. Yeah, nice. And Kara, you said you learned something. What did you learn?
I think Carl learned that she doesn't have to be her mom or try to be her mom. She can just be herself.
Yep. And all right, so that is the first 3 XP ones, but now for sync. That's the wrong question in the shorthand. It's correct in my Google Doc. Good, Lauren. Good. Have this in a really helpful place right now. I'm gonna vamp a little bit. You're gonna think about your relationships with each other.
I'm down for this song, yeah.
I do wish that we were all in like person together because I feel like Steven Universe has a lot of songs and stuff.
Oh
And I
yeah.
feel like there would
hard
be
to
much
do.
more singing happening if we were
more
doing like
spontaneous songs.
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, we could have ended with a song. Yeah.
there definitely would have been a song for sure. Like if we were
Yeah.
like, it's just hard to harmonize with other people when you're like,
On the computer,
Yeah, the
and then your
computer.
mics peak, and then it goes.
and also you're just not synced completely 100%,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
you're just like, it's totally, that's the part that's
Also, I think Zoom only lets 2 people talk at once, so if more than 2 people talk, you're just not heard.
All right. Did you deepen your relationship with another major character or characters? If so, who?
Ooh. I feel like I did with Pax, but I guess that would be up to Pax if Pax agrees.
Yeah, I would, because we fused and we
Yeah.
had that moment where we hoarded the chrysophases together.
Ah, babies.
Yeah.
We had our
So-
can we keep it moment?
Yeah. So,
Can
but
we keep
Pax
it more?
and Kara, then go ahead and raise your sync by 1.
Yay.
Yeah.
Nice.
More
and you
Princess Star Sapphire.
In relationships.
And yeah, gotta be Celeste and Blush
Yeah,
working together
definitely.
and like
Fusing after like how knows how long.
Yeah. All right. So you can increase your sync by
I
1.
feel like you guys could have stayed together forever. Like
Yeah.
Garnet
yeah.
did.
We had a bunch of moves. I mean, like we're getting there. We're like 6 is I forget
is pretty-
exactly
it's
what it
about
counts
halfway.
as, but
Yeah.
It goes all the way up to 12.
Solid. Yeah, I'm trying to think what it like equates to on the chart.
So I
I
got
can't
it
find the
somewhere.
chart.
And did you decrease any, or did you grow distant from anyone?
I don't think I grew distant. I think I grew closer to everybody.
Yeah.
Yep, closer.
Yeah, because we had a hug moment.
We had
Cool.
multiple hug moments.
Then no one needs to decrease any this time. 6 is close friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting there. And like we had another 3 moves before we'd have to try and keep it together again, and we might have succeeded.
You might have succeeded. Yeah, 6 it's a little like 6, 7 is where it's kind of like a
We could roll now to see if you would have succeeded. Both of you roll a d6. Let's
All
do
right.
it for funsies.
Do it.
Do it.
This is where
Do
we shout.
it. Do it. Do it.
You did it!
Double
Good in-
one.
Yes!
Oh wait, double one is that
That's
good?
good. Yeah, because you want to roll
That's
low.
great.
You want to roll
Yeah.
low. You want to roll lower than your sync number.
It was
Roll less than a
destined,
6. We nailed it.
you would've kept
destined
it
to be.
together.
It's like the lowest you could possibly roll, so you really, really, really want to stick
Yeah,
together.
Yep.
you're super in sync. It's like you
Okay.
were
I-
made.
I ship
That's the
it.
one place where it's like, oh gosh,
Yep,
this is confusing.
shipped.
You want to roll low.
We
Action
ship
shipped.
this. We ship this.
I ship it.
Ship it.
Ship it.
Ship it.
Actual ship. I ship the ship.
That's the great thing about Steam Universe is it makes its own ship names. They're whole
Really
new
does.
words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to be like, because it can be platonic, like
Oh yeah.
syncing
It
though.
can be platonic ship.
It doesn't have to be
But
like.
it's the best for
But I
shipping because
do
it
love-
can friendship and
I do
all
love
the other
Ruby
kind
and
of shit.
Sapphire's relationship. It's so
Great.
cute. Like the one episode
It
where they
is,
like
it is.
run to each other and hug each other and like
They are
spin
the
each
best
other around. I'm like,
characters.
oh my god, I love them. It's so cute. I want to protect them. I love them.
That's the thing for me is that I feel like the characters like Ruby and Sapphire should drive me nuts. Like in the baseball episode, I should hate that and be like, "Oh, this is the worst." But for some reason, I love it. Even lines like, "You can look at me when you're running for home." I'm like, "Yes, be adorable."
Adorable. Like
It's so cute. And they're so like little. It's adorable.
Mhm.
They're the
That's
best.
so good.
Oh. Sorry, Lauren. I think I just derailed you.
Damn it.
that was it. Those were our
Okay.
session stuff. So we're good.
Sweet.
We did him. We did him.
Yay.
We did them.
Did anyone end with like positive or negative conditions or tags still?
Oh yeah, I am
Tags you
scared,
Probably would've been
insecure.
able to get rid of
I'm
some.
scared, insecure, and inspired. So there's a positive one in there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's fun. I like.
I'm calm and inspired.
I have calm and confident.
Nice. From
Nice.
where you started? That's great.
Yeah, from negative.
From
Negative
everything.
everything. I was like, oh no. We lose one tag, right? Like one of the.
Yeah, so you had time to rest, so you would have been able to drop one down by a level, and then
So
you
I have no tags either.
presumably were snacking, so you could have dropped it down.
Oh
by
yeah. I definitely was
At
snacking.
everything.
I ate a lot of stuff and I ate fireworks.
It was a spicy cake.
It was a spicy. It had a little crackle and a pop in there.
I mean,
It was
technic-
spicy.
technically speaking, we didn't have to pass the cake because the cake got passed to everyone all at once.
Yeah.
Explosively.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's going to be
Sufficient.
some more conflicts, I think, between Blush and Aisha. I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that was
Mhm.
resolved in that one conversation.
I
No.
loved that. It was great. It was really good. I was like, oh
I
no,
just-
could ruin
I like being
everything.
like, oh yeah, Pearl promised. Oh, they'll be safe with. She'll be safe with them, and then died.
Well,
Is it
she died
Celestial
giving
fix it?
birth to me. It's a little
yeah, I
different.
mean, she disappeared. I guess she ceased
Yeah.
to exist.
You took our
Celeste-
pill, we take your car.
Technically, she's not
Oh,
dead though,
Jesus.
right? Because she is like,
No,
she's part of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like Pearl as a solo entity no longer exists. So
Yeah.
like, our closest equivalent to that of ceasing to exist is dying.
Yes. True.
Reincarnated?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, that's a good way
That
to think
does
about it.
require a certain amount of death to happen first.
Oof.
Celeste will fix the Aisha thing because she'll just be like, I will be shattered before I let her be hurt.
It's all perspective.
Must protect. I will make
Meanwhile,
the
I'm-
shield out of water.
I feel like though she's gonna have some other issues beyond just like dangerous stuff happening. Like, you're not providing her like, the proper emotional guidance or like whatever it is, right? Like she's gonna just be like, oh, this is I feel like CPS should be coming after me.
Yeah, 'cause I don't know if they like suggested like what when like I can kind of see Steven surviving having a child, but what if it was a female human half breed of a gem?
That's
like
so weird.
what
I think they would just have a human child. I think that's what a hybrid would have, a human child. Unless
Like a
they,
hybrid and a human would have a human child,
yeah.
but then
unless-
Yeah.
Oh,
but a hybrid and a gem would have a gem child.
they could have a hybrid child, I think.
What happens
But
when
one of
two
them would have to give
gems
up the gem.
make?
They don't.
They don't. That's,
Like
that's not how
they make them
reproduce.
in the ground.
yeah.
Or
We're like Barbie and Ken dolls.
Oh, that's right. They like bury them and then like they grow. That's
They
kind
grow-
of like
they
the
grow
like
new.
amethyst kind
Yeah.
of.
So I
weird
don't think
thing.
a hybrid and a gem would make anything, but like
unless one of them gave up their child or their gem in the same sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
a hybrid and a human would probably make a human, but could maybe make another hybrid, but then the original hybrid would die because it's
Yeah,
like there's only
think
one
so.
gem, and to be a hybrid,
Yeah.
you've got to have that gem. So
Yeah.
the owner of
Oh.
it has to
Person
go
has to
away.
go
It's such a dark
really is when you
birthing
think about it.
process.
It is.
Man.
They just never really address that in the
Yeah.
show because they
No.
can't.
You're
Yeah.
like salmon.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I mean,
Salmon.
salmon basically do that. They give birth and then they die. That's their entire life cycle. Salmon are ridiculous.
Yeah.
When you like really think about them, they're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go all the way back to where I was born. I'm gonna use all of my energy. I'm gonna put out a bunch of eggs and then I'm gonna die. That's a salmon life cycle.
That's like spiders too, right? Don't they
Yeah.
do something similar?
I don't. Some spiders might, but like salmon legitimately expend all of their energy going back to where they were born, and then they die.
It's not that far from what humans do.
Yeah. Well, we have a few more years normally after we.
We do a little bit more of that, but like to gems, humans are what salmon are to us.
Yeah.
So how do they get anything done? They're like they spend ages being useless like flaily things, and then they spend all this time making more useless flaily things.
Yep.
They hang
Oh, it
around
was
for a bit and
great
die.
when
It's barely any
Blush.
time.
It was great when Blush was talking to Aisha because he's like, well, that seems useless because she's like, yeah, and they can't poop or eat by themselves. And Blush is like, that seems
They
useless.
need to eat, but they can't feed themselves.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, so good.
how are you alive? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, your mom came out of the gate rubbing salt into Blush. You know, I was
But she
like,
doesn't
I was
understand. Like, because that's the other part too. Is like humans, we have the concept of death, right? So like we have ways to process that. So like as much as like Aisha is like, I am sad about this. Like this is the thing I'm sad about. Like I have grieved over the last like 12 years. Like I've worked on this feeling,
Mm.
but the gems don't. So like gems can't really deal with the feeling in the same way. So like to her, like talking about it is very different than I imagine it would be for a gem.
Yeah. That's almost like, what? I don't understand. You took our pill. We're taking your car.
That's not how it works. Kara is
Oh.
not mine in that way.
I just realized something.
Mm.
Maybe hybrids can't have kids. They're like mules.
Yeah, they could be.
Mm.
They could just be sterile.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
would be
that's
a very
sad.
sad plot for if they made a much more mature version of even Steven Universe Future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, like, you know, they can still adopt.
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
true.
It's not that they cannot raise children, but I could see like, you know, the gem biology is a little weird because I think they can kind of like shapeshift and stuff too. I mean, that's a whole different thing. Then you get into like shapeshifter territory and then you're like, all right, Loki, why did you turn into this horse?
Well, we can all shapeshift, right? So, like, if we take that.
To a certain extent. I think the amethysts are the one that are shown like being really good at it.
Yeah.
The other ones don't ever like shapeshift into things that aren't like slight variations on like gem forms and stuff. Like most of them don't do a lot of shapeshifting. It's pretty much only the amethysts or the quartzes.
Yeah.
Amethyst is weird. She's
So
such
Yeah.
a trash baby. I love it.
That allows you to transform.
I was actually thinking about getting that as well. I was like, what monstrosity of a gem do I want to make?
I like it because they also specify little things like You always have a face when you transform, like whatever you turn into.
Horrifying.
Yeah, it's like the object retains your gem coloration, gem location, and always has a face. Because that's how it is in the cartoon.
Yeah.
Like she's a
As it's shown in
helicopter.
the cartoon. Yeah,
Face.
you could become a helicopter, a fully functional helicopter.
Mhm.
With a
Oh,
face.
with a face.
You could be a train and be like.
Because you got to be able to
Gems
talk and
Thomas.
communicate, so you got to have a face, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
incredibly painful, and you're just screaming the entire time.
Ah!
But your body is like made of light.
Yet
So
I feel
it probably
pain.
doesn't hurt. I don't know.
Turn off pain receptors.
Super
Be a
Raid
mimic,
Monster
oh
said,
no.
a friend of mine actually looked up what deep cut means because amethyst
Oh.
gets called that at some point, and they think it's specifically deep cut gems are good at shape shifting. Oh,
A selection. of
that's cool. That's actually like a cool thing on like a play on the gem itself, like being easily cuttable into shapes. That's
Mhm.
neat.
Yeah.
I like that. That's neat.
I like
Thank
that.
you for
There are
sharing that.
places Where I feel like they like thought a lot about like the gems and what the gems are and like how they're formed and stuff. And then there are other places where like is pretty.
Mhm.
Pax and Kara's fusion was my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's pretty. But power of the moon.
I mean, rule of pretty.
I like you.
Yeah,
I like
that
that
was-
you went magical girl. I do.
I know. Lauren,
It's one of the things.
when we were doing character creation, she was just like, yes, Maggie, I love this.
Yes.
But
But
that's one of the things like I very intentionally put in the system is that you have to build your fusions the first time you fuse as opposed to knowing what they are before you go into it, because that always felt like something in the show that was really cool, that like as the audience you're like, what's it gonna be?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to some way retain that sort of element of surprise.
yeah,
I got it.
I say
Oh, look at
yeah. Pro
It's a bit
and Betham's like fusion stone is like the prettiest.
Oh, it's super
Ooh.
Alright.
so nice.
That was great.
So nice. Like the raw like gem ore of it, like I saw online, it's like just beautiful as well. It's like swirls of colors. It's crazy.
it's so good.
Yeah, that was the
planets
thing. I
is
was struggling and being like purple stuff, like ores. What purple
No, I
stones?
like
There,
that you found one that
sapphires.
was-
No, that doesn't work.
Two colors.
Way better. I didn't think to like look up stones that were like two mixed colors.
Mhm.
We're so like independent. We don't
I
really
like that.
flush well.
I like how pretty that one was, though.
I just want it in real life.
Right?
But
It's
I
a
like
pretty
this
stone.
this nice
Nice.
symbolism in it of like we're independent, but like the combination works.
Mhm.
It's
Like-
that Garnet song, right? Independent together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to see how long
That
you would stay
that song
together
was Steg. That was
forever.
Steg's song.
That's Steg. That's Steg.
That was a stag. Okay.
Garnet's was
Lemon Steg.
I don't remember. It was a different song. But yeah, I do enjoy going into the like just like reading about the like mystical properties of like that people just assign to these gems, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, let me read
Yeah.
about this. Let me read into these rocks.
All the
Well,
shiny
there's a lot of
bits.
people that feel like having them around gives you like, healing powers and stuff like that.
I like them because they're pretty.
Energy.
Me too. I like them.
I mean, as
Yeah.
a teenager, as the the young witch that I was in middle school, I
Same.
definitely had many rocks for many magics. I had a lot of rocks.
This is why I brought up the turnip thing and everyone made fun of me. There's a spell that has like it's like if you give someone turnips, like they will like you it kind of as a symbolism
Yeah, I've
of
never
like
heard of that
ruining
before.
like removing them like a relationship from them. Like if you want to break up with somebody
You give them turnips.
Turnips.
or end a friendship. Yeah.
Turnips are horrible.
There's like a spell about it. It's really funny.
No, I give you turnip.
There's like a spell and then you gift them the turnips.
You give
I don't
them
know, like it's
the
just funny.
anti-friendship turnip.
Get that.
I mean, in fairness, if they were like, "Happy birthday, here's a turnip," I'd probably be like, "Cool, I guess we're not friends anymore." Like, I'm not, maybe not.
Spell
I know
works.
apples.
Okay.
Apples are like friendship and love, though. Some of those
I don't know,
things.
maybe I'd be all right with getting a turnip. I'd be like, "Thanks, I guess."
We're like, cool, I can grow turnips now, probably.
Yeah. There, your friendship, you get turnips. It's what do turnips provide in terms of veggies? Is it just like
Food?
fiber?
They're nutrients. I think they have like
It's
fiber
just,
in them. Yeah.
Presumably. I don't know.
Turnips are kind of like potatoes, like they're root vegetables.
Yeah.
They are evil.
They are evil.
Anything
that
I know about
reminds-
turnips, I've learned from Harvest Moon, and so I
Yeah,
think they
gonna be
grow
like, most
quick
stuff I know about
in
turnips is
spring.
from-
Animal Crossing, turnips are like the main form of money.
Oh yeah.
That's
Turnips
true. They're in Animal
and they
Crossing.
rot really quickly.
They are full of vitamins.
Mhm.
Full of vitamins and minerals.
Minerals.
All right.
But
Any
where
other
minerals?
questions or thoughts about fusion or like a gem? It was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was really good.
It was very good to play with people. I
Yeah.
also love playing RPGs with people who are like, let me do bad things to my character. Yes, please.
Have you met
Axes.
us?
Just PAX is double edged. Like it will help, maybe. I don't know. Mm.
I mean, you can
Taxes
take it
were the
both ways.
best.
Those are my favorite.
Because your
You're like, "Let me
lines were
say a
like,
thing."
they could go either way. You did a good job of like coming up with lines like that. I usually wait till my roll because then I like decide what to say. But you like said stuff that was like perfectly on the line of like, I could take that poorly, or I could take that in a great way.
Mhm.
It's all that improv theater.
Mhm. It's great.
Fantastic. I loved
Okay.
it. Is there anything that anyone wishes they could have done that they didn't?
And everyone fusion, of course.
Yeah, mega fusion. Mega giant woman fusion that's 20
Mega
feet tall.
woman.
And that was the
Mega.
main reason that I took Force of Will, so that I could help us keep it together. Is like if I'm in a fusion of everyone, the sync will only be one. But if I keep it together, that means we definitely get at least 2 moves before we fall apart.
You
It's
know,
true.
yeah. I bet if we could have been like, oh yeah, we have to deal with these chrysopods, and if we chose to, we could have been like, with our powers combined, we can form giant woman.
And who knows what stone we would be then? It's like something either like black, white, or rainbow.
Oh, rainbow.
Seems to be how it goes
Rainbow,
with.
like no, opal is actually real. They used opal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
half
cool.
the
Half the
There's
time when
a
I was
bunch of
looking up
different types of
gemstones,
opals.
it was half the time when I was looking up gemstones, it was like, oh, this is already a thing in the show as a different thing, so I can't use it.
Yeah.
It'd be weird.
The only thing like just from like a story narrative point, I would have liked to have kind of confronted Pax's feelings on like Pearl
Aw.
and like really dove into that and like the conflictive nature. Because
Oh.
I don't think we didn't get into that, which I would have thought was cool.
Yeah. I mean, if
If
it
it
was
was-
longer,
if it was a
I
longer
had a
show,
whole
yeah.
I had a whole like fight ready in my head.
Yes.
I had a fight ready in my head about things. It's like, if this happens, I'm ready. I'm ready to throw on the tears and emotional roller coaster.
Give it to me.
Especially because like
Yep.
you don't see the future, like this future vision anymore and stuff
I
like
love
that.
that you chose not to have that.
Oh,
So like
yeah.
that's essentially how you build an off-color gem in the system. Like you just give it different moves than you normally would. It doesn't need to be complicated.
Mhm.
You're like, oh, I want to be like an off-color sapphire. Just don't have future vision, and then you're an off-color sapphire.
People with your
Mhm.
words. You're doing it right.
You got this.
You got it.
Yeah. It would have been cool to have a whole like to be able to fully dig into like the you don't need future vision to be important like
Mhm.
thing, just
Mhm.
like getting Pax to accept that like I still have value as a being, like even though I can't see the future.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I would have liked just seeing more of like Kara's kind of like, because she's still young, she's not really processing it yet, but like Kara's more conflict between like her realizing the gems aren't human or like her, and that really dive into that like
Mhm.
personal struggle.
There's no one like me. Who am I?
Oh yeah, like because I don't know any other hybrids either, right? Like
No.
Yeah.
that's the thing too. And then I meet Steven.
Yeah.
We could have a collision. We're
Then that's a
universes
whole
collide.
different thing.
Yeah.
That's
We
our
did-
crossover
And-
episode.
We
gotta
did
get
talk
Toby
about
for
in
that.
our character create. We did talk about like the ending could be that we totally fuck everything up, and then Steven and his group of gems show up and save us at the end.
Yeah. And we're like, what the fuck? You've been here this whole time.
You're on
Cool
not
if
Earth
you
too.
meet if you meet like between season 5 and future Steven, and you're like, who am I? And it's like, oh, you're Kara. That's it. I worked it out. Had a whole thing. It's good now.
You good? Don't worry about it.
Go to therapy. What? You'll understand.
Or it could be that, like, what is it? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Steven comes because you're like Kara's younger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like he trains me, and then there's a training montage.
I do like the idea that like you all finally realize that you are actually all on Earth. Like Homeworld lied to you. Like this is Earth, and then you find out everything that happened.
The diamonds were actually on here. Like we meet up, and then we're just
holy shit.
It did say something about diamonds. That machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not worrisome at all.
Diamond level authority, which is not a good idea. They're supposed to be delegating. They're not doing it right.
They did, but then the Sapphire just shut it all down, so like rebooted the system. So like
we turned it on and off again. It's fine.
It's not like there's like an alarm or something that gets shot into space or anything that could totally.
Also, I'm pretty sure the news reporter thing is gonna basically be like very Lilo and Stitch-esque, where like she like sends out a report and then like someone in a black suit and with sunglasses like shows up and tries to take Kara away.
They're like, no! we know.
Oh no.
It's gonna be gems against the government.
Yep.
It's such a weird thing that in the universe no one really seems to care that the gems exist, and they seem to know, and it's just not important.
Yeah.
And it's like the
Homeworld
warp. The Homeworld warp is in a massive hole in Russia. There's a huge like continent-sized hole in the middle of Russia, and dead in the middle of it is the Homeworld warp, like multi-warp pad. And they go there and nobody's there. There'd be a big facility built around it. There'd be people scanning stuff and like, but nobody cares. They're like, oh, that's weird. It's a bunch of pads. Someone shattered them at some point. Whatever.
And then you pop a sticker on it.
This is when we find out that they actually colonized Earth a long time ago. That's very subtly this time. That's why no one cares.
All right.
I mean, maybe just people, because they've been around before humans really like establish themselves. So it could be like like we don't really investigate too much of the Parthenon anymore because it's
yeah,
there's probably like legends.
It's like whatever.
And stuff.
Nothing cool happened there.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's like a preservation thing of like we should just leave it. Like for some reason it doesn't get weathered, so sure we don't have to put a roof over it. Like no one's allowed to go close.
Yeah.
And then one time someone's like, "Are there a bunch of explosions happening over there?" I just saw someone green fly into the sky. What's happening over there?
It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Kids today.
I guess to kind of like wrap up by Aftershow, does everyone want to kind of say like what their favorite moment was of the 2 episodes?
Oof.
And then we can wrap it up.
I think I enjoyed you all leaning into the like emotional sort of, I don't want to say aspects, but like emotional sort of conflicts of the characters and like being like, yes, I'm going to like needle this and make it worse and like twist the knife. That was just something I enjoyed watching.
My favorite was the episode 1 with Ruby talking to Kara. It made me actually cry. I have to say that was my favorite one because like it like actually made me like very, very emotional, and it was very sweet. Loved it.
It was so good to play out.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be Blush and Celeste fusing, just being like, okay, no, we've got to admit that like we can't do this alone, but we can do it together. Boom.
Slow reach for the hands. I think mine was I said it already, but I think it was just the help that like Pax gave this all the time. Like, it's okay, you're kind of useless, but we all are.
It was so good.
Very good. It was very good.
Yeah, no, I think for mine, it would be like I know it sounds cheesy, but like when we had that kind of like serious moment at the end where everyone like came together and hugged, even in like as your fusion form went down. I think that was like my
It was
favorite.
very cheesy.
That's a
very
good
cute.
cheesy
So
scene.
cheese.
Yeah. It
Mm.
was perfect though. I loved it.
Very nice.
My second favorite was probably the fusion though.
Yeah.
It was so good. The fusions are both great.
The fusions are hard to like beat because they're like awesome.
They're cool. That's the whole
Yeah.
point of them. Makes you feel cool.
Yeah.
I did love that Korra had so much star eyes that the fusion then had star eyes and then star-eyed the star eyes.
Do you have stars in your star eyes?
I had to
Got-
bring up the star eyes because like that's a big thing in Steven Universe. He's always like when he's
Yeah.
excited, he gets like the star eyes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
How is the stars?
All right. Anything else anyone wants to bring up or we'll wrap it up?
I think so.
All right, we'll wrap this up. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that you enjoyed Fight Like a Gem. All of the episodes will be up on the YouTube by the time that this is up on the YouTube channel. So hopefully if you haven't seen it, you can go watch it and enjoy it. And then hopefully this gave you some closure. Obviously this is only a 2-shot, so it's hard to have like a full, but I think we had a good beginning, middle, and end, and it wrapped up really nicely. We didn't have to get saved by Steven and the other gems. But we will see you in the future for more episodes of goodness. So definitely tune in. We are live on Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, 10 a.m. PDT, 6 p.m. BST on twitch.tv/roll4it. Yeah.